Hey everyone, I wanted to share a killer glute and leg series that I've been introducing in some classes recently here at Precision Pilates Pilot Cabin. So, I'm going to put this series together. It's a lot of leg and butt moves. Of course, in a normal class we would spread those out a little bit, but I thought for those of you who are really looking to get a strong lower body workout, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to start on one red spring with one yellow. And you can always make, again, the springs lighter or heavier. For this one, I'm working on balance. I'm going to stand at a slight diagonal to my machine, so I'm kind of directed towards this shoulder block here. I'm going to stand up nice and tall, put the ball of my foot against the shoulder block, posture high. I'm going to press out and come in. Press out and come in. So you'll notice that I have to fight to keep my balance. And I've got my heel lifted, using really the whole leg and a lot of quad here. Do a couple more. Press, come in, last one. For the next one, I'm going to take off my yellow. Standing up tall again, I'll extend my leg. Now I'm going to shift my weight forward, pushing the whole carriage, and also stretching this back leg. And then I come up. I press forward, and notice that I'm not turning and opening my hips. I'm still in kind of a narrow, regular split stance. So I come forward and back, forward and back. Last one. And then from here, now I will open my hips up. I'm doing a center splits. This bottom foot is turned out to the side, so I have both feet external rotation. I'm going to sit my hips back and come up. I'll sit my hips way back and come up. If you want to balance on the machine and come down a little lower, you can. To press out for a big stretch and come all the way up. Let's do two more. Come out and up. Last one. Out and up, and then from here, I'll turn my foot over. I'm actually going to throw this yellow spring back on for our jumping lunges. So I'm going to start with my two knees aligned. My foot is flexed, and you can see I've actually got space between the ball of my foot and the shoulder block here. I'm going to press this leg out first, use my left knee to bend down in a nice long lunge, and then as I come up, I'm going to kick that leg up in the air. Kick. Come down, and I'm not letting my back go wild. I'm not kicking up all crazy. I'm keeping it really controlled and using a lot of glute and leg strength to get that leg up there while keeping the back stable. Let's do a few more. 3, 2, try not to lock the elbows. That's 1. Let's cross over. Now this foot is crossed over here. I'm going to check my elbows and my upper body. I'm going to press myself out in a nice long plank. My hands are in front of my shoulders. As I come up, I'm going to lift this leg and come down. Press out. Exhale, lift. Here, that yellow spring is actually helping you. So the red and the yellow is helping me bring the carriage in. We'll do a couple more. Last 2, last 1. Now I'll come into a regular plank here. I have one foot on each shoulder block. I'm going to adjust my upper body again. I'm going to bring one knee in, press out. Other knee in and out. In and out. Doing these slow mountain climbers, working a little bit of the upper body, lots of lower body still. One more. And now from here, I'm going to switch my left foot to the shoulder block. Right leg crosses over, and we'll get right into our other side. I lift my hips up, kick the leg up, come down, kick up, come down. Trying to keep both legs straight. Trying not to hyperextend the elbows. Using a lot of this right butt cheek to get that leg up there. Up. Come down, let's do 2 more. Last one. And then finally we'll step this foot down to the floor. We'll press out, kick up, come down, and up. Controlling the abs and the lower back as much as possible. Really keeping this leg straight, that's the other key. A lot of times I see people relax this leg and it actually makes it harder. So push strong with your left leg here, come up and down. Let's do a few more. Just one, and then we'll come in, and I'll finish up that other side. So from here, I'm going to start by taking the yellow string off like I did on the other side, and we're going to face this way if we're doing the stretch. So both legs in external rotation, we'll press out, and we come down, and up, down, and up. Coming down in as much of a stretch as you want, so you can even hang out, come down and hang out here. Sit into the stretch, make it work for you. Let's do one more. And then I'll turn back to the center here with my heel lifted, and I have my front splits now. So I'll push forward, and I feel a little stretch in this calf, my right calf. I come forward, I'm controlling my hips and my abs as much as I can, and then I come up. I come forward, I have one red on now, just one red. Come forward and up. You could even do this with a blue, it'd be a lot harder to balance. Or if you want to throw a lot more weight into it, add more weight, of course. Maybe a red and a blue. Come forward, nice long splits. And then I'll bring this in all the way, throw my yellow back on, organize my hips, my heel is lifted, I'm pressing with the ball of my foot, so my ankles working really hard. And I'll press out and come in. Press out and in. Working hard to keep my right leg steady, balancing me. Let's do a few more. Looking up a little bit with the eyes so we don't drop the head and the chest down. We'll press, come in. One more. And now let's throw our box on top. So some people put on these machines, the Allegro, they put it over, they change the shoulder blocks. I'm a little lazy when it comes to that, so I actually just put the blocks against them, and that's always worked fine for me. But you want to feel stable. So, we're going to start lying on our sides, and I've got a red and a yellow. A red would be plenty. Red and yellow will be good if you're advanced. You could even go all the way down to a blue. We're going to switch the springs as we go. So, we're going to put the leg through the long loop, and it's going to go over the knee, and this actually fits for everybody. So slide that right over the knee here. If somebody's really uncomfortable putting it over their knee, of course you can make the weight lighter and put it over their foot. The challenge will be different. My elbow's in the headrest here, and I'm going to organize myself for side legs. So I push this top hip forward, holding onto my head. You can always elevate somebody's elbow with a block if they can't really reach comfortably here. And you'll see that the edge of the box is right up in my underarm, so I don't want to be hanging off here. It's way harder and it's not comfortable. It's right under my underarm. Let's start just by squeezing the heels, lifting the knee for a few plans. And I can look forward. I like to try to arch my lower back a little bit. It helps me keep my back flat. It's really easy with heavy weight to start collapsing in the middle, so we kind of have to fight for that position. We'll press up. You can see my legs shaking a little, which is great. Now I'm going to lift this whole leg here, and I'm going to press out and come in. Press out and come in, and I'm not actually straightening it all the way because that's going to bring it in front of my face. But you could always have people roll forward a little bit if they're like, oh, this drops in my face. Come forward slightly, and we're just trying to activate the back of the leg. Press out, come in. This hip stays stable. Now from here, we're going to tap the toes, tap the knee, tap the toe, tap the knee. This hand can always go in front to help your client stabilize. So they're leaning into that forearm. Tap knee, tap toe. This I learned from a Pilates instructor in LA, so thank you. I think it was Mind Body Pilates in Los Feliz. 2 more. Little movement should burn a lot. Last 1. Now from here, really careful transition. So I actually like to keep the loop on my foot. Come up, and then I'll take off that yellow here. Normally in class, I actually have clients a lot of times go down to a blue because this is a really hard perch position, but if you're really, again, working hard and you're advanced, a red will be a really strong workout. But again, you can always go down to a blue, even a yellow at a really slow pace. So now I'm on the box, but I'm gonna have my right knee in the center back, a little bit over to the right, depending on the shape of the body. So somebody who has like wider hips, I'm kind of narrow, so I have to come over to the side of the box. But somebody who has like wider hips, they'll actually feel more stable with their knee in the middle. So everybody finds their own position. The biggest thing here is to shift the weight back. So my hands are in front of my shoulders, my butt's back, and now I'm gonna get ready to get this leg off to the side here. If we start like this, a lot of clients will say they're all like perched in this position. And I have to remind them, like, take a lot of space between your hands and your knee. So we're here, shoulders away from the ears. My back is as flat as I can get it. I'm gonna push this leg out with a flexed foot and resist as it comes in. I push out, come in, press out, and in. So trying not to have a lot of my weight in my hands. My weight is heavy in this back knee. We're gonna keep the foot flexed, press out. Now really strong in this left leg here. I'm gonna turn my toe to the side, pull back in. With a red, this is a lot of work. I'm letting my hips bend a little bit and my back bend a little bit. Getting your obliques. Don't let people go way out to the side because it's really hard to come back in. So start small. 2 more. I have to lean a little bit. And then we'll come in. We're going to point the toe now. I have to point both of them. And we'll finish with little circles this way. And we're almost finished. And then we'll circle the other way. And then finally, we'll do a beautiful sweep just because it looks really nice. Pointed toe, exhale to come up. Inhale down. I know there are different types of breathing ways that we teach in Pilates. Some people like to inhale to exert. I like to exhale to exert. That's my personal preference. We'll do 1 more. And then we'll bring this leg in. And we'll give ourselves a little stretch. A lot of times I'll let people just sit on the side. They can come up, put their leg here. And I normally have people do both sides because the standing leg is working as well. So we'll do a little stretch there, a little stretch with this side. And then to give the wrists and that all fours position a break before we start our other side, I do a little roll down. Because it feels good to get your abs working, and it's just a nice rest to come out of that position, give the legs a break as well. So, knees can be open. I like to do a roll down with knees open because a lot of people overuse their hips. But if you wanted to do it the classic way, you do that squeeze. We'll just roll down and come up. A lot of the time I don't like to let people drop their head back because I see a lot of crazy neck stuff, and you can get plenty of ab work just by rolling down, coming up, roll down. Really focusing on the lower back and the hip part of the movement. So, and making people really start with that cable, because again, I can use my hips and do this without working anything in my abs. If I open up a little bit here, then I exhale, roll, and force myself to initiate with my low abs. And then I'll come up, come down. And then once we've had enough of that, we hook this one on and start the other side. So I start with the all fours position first. The knee moves away from the hands, the length of your torso. So if my torso was shorter, of course I would move my knee up a little bit. But here I want to have about the length of my torso between my hands and my knee. I shift my weight back, shoulders go away from the ears, inside of the elbows looking forward a little bit. And then we'll start by pressing that leg out, come in. And actually I need to adjust over a little. And of course always stopping, letting people adjust. We'll press, come in, press out, come in. Resisting just as much on the way in as we do on the way out. Not letting the machine do the work for us. We'll press out, come in. Let's press out. Foot is flexed, we turn and come back. Turn the toes, turn the femur, come out, come back in. I have to really fight hard in my waist and in my hips to keep it controlled. My legs pushing really hard against the loop. Little rotation, let's do 2 more. And in, last one. Trying not to let my head hang. I keep trying to adjust, fixing my neck, nice long neck. Now the toes are pointed, let's do a few circles this way. And reverse the other way. And then finally we finish with the sweep. Controlling the low back, working as much in the hips and the butt as possible. Exhale up, come down, up, come down. Let's do 2 more. Last one. And then we can keep the loop on the foot or we can take it off. And we'll finish up with the side leg on the other side.